Hey, you! What if I told you that the reptilian people, the alien people, fallen angels, and the underground people are all the same? In the book of Enoch, there were former angels that came down to earth and caused men to sin by giving them knowledge that they should not have. These angels ended up being buried underground, chained underground. Now, a reptilian. Satan was a reptile. He was a snake in the garden. If Satan is a reptile, couldn't his people also be reptiles? Now, when you think about a reptile, it's a creature that has to stay near the equator or it will die. It can't survive in a cold area. It must stay near the heat at all times. It's basically chained to the equator if you really think about it. So when God say he chained these guys to a rock, does he really mean that if they ever leave, they're going to die, that they can't survive? Now, there was a pole shift, they say thousands of years ago, that changed the atmosphere of Earth, and there was a lot of radiation back then. So those angels should carry a lot of radiation in their body. Now, there all has been cases of actually contact with some of these aliens, and they have always led to radiation poisoning or death by radiation. That's the case in Brazil when somebody picked one of these things up off the road. By the way, since they can't survive our atmosphere, this is why you always see those aliens in like some weird spacesuit looking type of thing that covers their whole entire body. That's some type of organic spacesuit they're wearing to survive our atmosphere. That's not their real body. Also, how do I know the fallen angels are still underground? Well, the book of Enoch tells you. He says that they're going to be there until judgment. Till the world ends, they are underground. They are still there. Yeah. So all that stuff you hear about hollow earth theory, it possibly is true. How else do they get around? They can't come up top unless they're wearing those spacesuits and like flying around in those orbs. They have to get around somehow. All those tunnels, hollow earth, that exists. Yeah. This also gives you insight on a couple of our technological advancements that happen a little bit too fast. Now, governments around the world and the US government has been working with these aliens for years, and this gives you a little bit of insight on how we made such technological advancements. Again, that former angels have knowledge of the earth that God called useless, but they were very important secrets of the earth to us, but they're useless in heaven. So, in short, the fallen angels have very advanced technology. Now, I want you to think about those mythos you heard: vampires, kid snatching, stealing the life force out of people. Where did those come from? Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all one last question. You answer this one yourself. How does a fallen angel that has lost its divinity retain its immortality? How does that thing stay immortal when it lost its divinity? Think about those myths. Where did they come from? Where do vampires come from? Why do they only come at night? Where do all these myths come from about child snatching? Because children won't believe you.